Have you ever wondered if one of the habits you've trusted for decades could actually be shortening your healthy years after 65? What if the advice that sounded wise in your 40s quietly became dangerous in your 70s? Every day, millions of older Americans wake up believing they are doing everything right. They take their medications, keep familiar routines, and assume that growing older simply means slowing down. But researchers studying aging have uncovered something surprising. Many of the biggest health problems after 70 don't begin at 70 at all. They begin decades earlier, hidden inside ordinary choices that seem harmless. And by the time the warning signs appear, the real damage has often been building for years. Stay with me, because one of these 8 mistakes is so common that millions of seniors repeat it every single day without realizing the price they may eventually pay. Scientists have spent decades trying to answer one question: why do some people reach their 80s and 90s with independence while others struggle much earlier? Large American studies, including research from the National Institute on Aging, the Framingham Heart Study, and the Health and Retirement Study, have revealed repeating patterns across generations. They found that aging is not simply about years. It is about accumulated decisions. Medical researchers discovered turning points that begin long before retirement, and these turning points quietly shape health, memory, finances, and mobility later in life. The clues are there, but most people overlook them because the consequences stay hidden for decades. The first mistake is believing that today's comfort matters more than tomorrow's strength. It usually begins in early adulthood. Long work hours, little exercise, processed meals, and constant stress seem manageable because the body still recovers quickly. During the 20s and 30s, muscles rebuild fast, bones remain strong, and energy feels endless. Many people assume they can always improve their health later. That assumption becomes the first invisible trap. Then the 40s arrive. Changes happen quietly. Muscle mass naturally starts declining. Bone density slowly decreases. Blood vessels lose flexibility. Metabolism becomes less efficient. Most people notice only small signs. Climbing stairs feels slightly harder. Recovery after physical activity takes longer. Weight becomes more difficult to manage. These changes rarely create alarm because daily life continues. But scientists explain that this silent period is exactly when lifelong aging patterns become established. After 70, the shift becomes much more serious. Losing muscle no longer means simply feeling weaker. It increases the risk of falls, fractures, hospitalization, and loss of independence. According to American health surveys, falls remain one of the leading causes of injury among older adults, affecting millions every year. Yet many seniors still believe avoiding activity protects them. In reality, avoiding movement often speeds up physical decline instead of preventing it. That leads directly to the second mistake: confusing rest with recovery. Many older adults reduce activity because they fear injury. Ironically, inactivity weakens balance, slows circulation, and accelerates muscle loss. Researchers studying healthy aging repeatedly found that moderate movement helps preserve independence longer than prolonged inactivity. Walking, strength exercises, and balance training become more valuable with age, not less. The third mistake develops quietly through financial habits. During early adulthood, many people postpone retirement savings because other priorities seem more urgent. In middle age, unexpected expenses continue delaying preparation. Then retirement arrives, and the financial pressure becomes visible. Medical costs rise, prescription expenses increase, home maintenance becomes more demanding. The stress affects both physical and emotional health. Studies involving older Americans consistently show that financial strain contributes to anxiety, depression, and poorer health outcomes. The fourth mistake is ignoring hearing and vision changes. At first, missing a few words during conversations seems insignificant. Reading becomes slightly harder. Many people assume these are unavoidable parts of aging and postpone evaluation. Years later, untreated hearing loss can contribute to social isolation and has been associated with increased risk of cognitive decline. Something that started as a minor inconvenience quietly affects relationships, confidence, and brain health. The fifth mistake surprises many people. It is believing loneliness only affects emotions. Researchers have repeatedly shown that chronic social isolation influences physical health as well. It can increase stress hormones, affect sleep quality, and reduce overall well-being. Across the United States, millions of seniors live alone, and while many enjoy independence, prolonged isolation without meaningful social connection creates risks that often remain invisible until health begins declining. The sixth mistake involves outdated nutrition advice. For years, many older adults believed eating less automatically meant staying healthier, but aging bodies often require sufficient protein, vitamins, hydration, and nutrient-dense meals to preserve muscle and support recovery. Malnutrition among seniors frequently goes unnoticed because weight alone does not reveal nutritional health. Medical professionals increasingly emphasize quality of nutrition rather than simply reducing calories. Now comes the breaking point. Imagine two people who made nearly identical choices throughout life. One begins strength training, stays socially active, protects hearing, manages finances carefully, and maintains balanced nutrition. The other delays every one of those decisions because nothing seems urgent. For years, their lives look almost identical. Then, after 70, the gap widens rapidly. One remains independent. The other experiences repeated falls, hospital visits, mounting expenses, and reduced confidence. The difference did not appear overnight. It accumulated quietly over decades. The seventh mistake is trusting outdated health advice instead of current evidence. Many seniors still believe pain automatically means they should stop moving. Others assume memory decline is always normal aging. Some avoid discussing mental health because previous generations rarely did. Modern research continues challenging these beliefs. Many conditions improve dramatically when identified early. Waiting often allows small problems to become much larger ones. The eighth mistake may be the most dangerous because it combines all the others. It is believing there is no point in changing after 60 or 70. This belief steals opportunity. Research consistently demonstrates that healthy habits introduced later in life can still improve strength, mobility, cardiovascular health, balance, and overall quality of life. The body continues adapting, even in older age. Progress may be slower, but it remains remarkably possible. Millions of Americans over 65 are living longer than previous generations. Yet longevity alone is not the goal. The real goal is preserving independence, confidence, and the freedom to enjoy daily life. Every decision you make today becomes tomorrow's reality. The patterns researchers have tracked for decades continue repeating across the country because the same mistakes keep passing from one generation to the next. So what can you do starting today? First, schedule regular strength and balance exercises at least a few times each week, even if they begin with simple bodyweight movements or short walks. Second, protect your future by reviewing both your health and financial plans every year instead of waiting for problems to force change. Third, strengthen your relationships. Call a friend, join a community activity, volunteer, or reconnect with family. Social connection is not a luxury. It is part of healthy aging. One important warning deserves your attention. Never assume that feeling fine means everything is fine. Many age-related conditions develop silently for years before symptoms become obvious. Early action almost always creates more options than delayed action. And here's something worth thinking about. Researchers are now exploring one overlooked factor that may influence healthy aging even more than exercise or nutrition for some people. The evidence is growing, and the findings may completely change how we think about life after 70. We'll uncover that surprising discovery in the next video. If you found this helpful, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who deserves a healthier future. And if you want more science-backed wisdom, practical life lessons, and powerful insights designed especially for adults over 60, be sure to subscribe and join us for the next chapter.